How y'all doing?
We made it.
Yeah, last week, like I said on our last episode, because we do this weekly, you see. It
It was a good joke, Tom.
was a good joke.
Do you have Joe Rogan's writers?
No, mine are
Hey.
tier lower. Not quite
Do
as
you
good.
have David Spade's writers?
Yes. Yes, I do. Hello and welcome to the 2024 Game of the Year podcast with, we got Cory,
Yeah, hey.
we got Tory,
Yeah, it's the year
Hey, good
2024.
we got John, who's just kind of background noise for us.
He's
You can listen to my chewing.
He just thinks it's neat. And we have
He's
Brett.
new. Hey guys, it's me.
And it's Brett. So we're we're just gonna do it straight up. Skip the last year podcast, do Game of the Year, and act like nothing happened.
Yeah,
Alright.
like last year happened, and it just happened and not record. It was a really good episode.
Yeah, it turns out the microphone was just unplugged the entire time.
Fucking
Democrats stopped
what's
us.
the chances
Yeah.
of it happening?
It's only the Democrat states. The podcast just stopped coming out. All right.
Forgot that we weren't recording for the last
All
year.
right, thanks for joining us,
Alright.
guys. We'll talk to you next year.
Yeah, it was a good run. Good 5 minutes.
It's a good.
Tom, how do we sound on Twitch?
Oh yeah, I have Switch up open right now.
Good. You should listen to us, and we should all speak in turn.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm
Say
doing.
hi to our 4 fans that come every time. Hey,
I'm sure
guys.
Raiden will show up.
I was just
Tim
gonna
might
say,
show
Raiden.
up.
What up, Raiden?
All right, go ahead, guys.
Hey. A radio voice.
Cory.
Yeah, what's up? What's up?
Hey.
Now it's Tory.
Indeed it was.
Yeah, you guys are all quieter than me, so I'm going to.
Raise our volume.
Yeah, I'll do that, buddy. It's funny because you guys are maxed out in the slider, and I am slid down quite a bit, but c'est la vie. The gain is off, so let's put that on. And just slide up a little more. And then I will have you guys speak again.
was off and we're all gonna be in trouble. It was a treble joke. Damn it.
Sounds great. All right,
This would be the group.
we're moving on.
Damn it.
Game number 5.
Now, first off, we start off with honorable mention. The game that didn't quite make your list, or you just wanted to mention for one reason or the other. And I'm just going to go in the order of the beautiful Twitch feed I have. If you guys haven't seen it, it's quite wonderful. So it's going to be Cory, then me, and then Tory, and then Brett.
Hooray.
So Cory, what is
Yeah?
what is your honorable mention? What didn't quite?
My honorable mention?
Yeah.
This is pretty similar to biggest disappointments, I guess.
Yeah, they kind of go hand in hand.
I guess my honorable mention is The Last Epoch. We played that for like a while, and it was Diablo, but it was pretty boring.
It's fucking
And-
bad.
You know another
It
game
had some
you played
really,
that was like Diablo, that was kind of boring.
it was really janky as well. It wasn't polished very well. It had certain lag spikes that popped up, and I don't remember it. That should be an issue because it looks like I have quite a few hours in it, but I don't remember a damn thing about it. There were wells and portals, and I think there was a time stream thing.
Diablo 4 was my joke. I remember being on a wall and we fought the harpies, I think, and that's my one
Oh,
memory.
we did fight harpies at some point, yeah.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
returned it.
Returned it.
You would,
Yeah,
do that?
I bought it. Yeah, I returned it because I played it for an hour and every single class felt like a wet paper bag. Like nothing fucking felt like it hit.
That's a lower number on your Steam total game list.
Yeah,
Numbers gotta go up, bro. You can't return things.
I returned it.
Oh my
all right,
God.
go to the next person.
That was me. My honorable mention is Silent Hill 2. It wasn't terrible. That's my praise. It was not awful. It was kind of okay. The melee combat was a fucking mess, but it was passable. And I played through the entire game, and I was like, you know what? They did an alright job because I'm not a fan of the developer who made this game. They made some bad games. such as The Blair Witch and The Medium, where they're just glorified walking simulators where they just kind of wanted to be Silent Hill, but they didn't have the writing ability to do it. And boring ass games. And they made for the first game, I'm pretty sure the first game they made that actually has combat in it wasn't terrible. It just needed a lock on, because if you had more than one enemy on the screen at a time, it was a miserable experience. Unless you were using guns, which I try not to do. And that's it for me. Let's go to Tory. What was your honorable mention of the year?
I think it was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and I just I really enjoyed it, but I just didn't finish it. So I
Tory?
don't include it. Hello?
I didn't finish like 80% of the games on my list.
Oh, I'm only including games I actually finished.
Oh, wow.
Up.
I have like 2 games on this list then.
You're doing better than us. Okay, we're cutting our list down to 1 game each then.
Yeah, I know.
No, I enjoyed everything about it. I got like halfway through. The wife was enjoying it, was watching me play and everything, and it was just just something happened. I just stopped playing it, but like maybe someday I'll go back to finishing it.
Yeah.
A lot of crazy parts. I don't know. Like I was watching a video online. Someone was like showing some like highlights of like whacked out things that happened during the game, and it was like, oh yeah, it was a pretty good time. Maybe I should go back to that someday. So
I've managed to not spoil that game for me. I have not seen a single spoiler for it, so which is
Same.
pretty impressive. Did you finish the first part, Brett?
No, we'll be talking about that later.
I see. You done, Dory?
Yep. Yes.
Capping it off. Okay, Brett, what was your honorable mention?
I had 2 because there was like my list kind of edged it out. It was Path of Exile 2. Really am enjoying it. It's in early access. I just picked it up like a week ago, but I'm enjoying what I've seen so far. And Bro Tato. I played the shit out of that. I played the DLC. I think it's a cute over-the-top RPG. Not RPG, isometric shooter.
It's an ass
So,
game.
I like the fuck out of it. It's such a good game to play with a Steam Deck or a ROG, on the couch, on the road. I can't get enough of it.
Was that a 2024 game?
It was.
Feels like it was.
Yeah, Brotato came out this year or last year. I was shocked by that.
That's crazy.
It came out on other platforms. Like it started as an Android game, and I think the Switch, but it came out on Game Pass and PS5 in January.
Okay.
Very, very fucking early. I had to do the research. I was like, I feel like this has been out a lot longer. I was like, nope.
I remember playing it on the train on my iPhone, and I haven't taken the train to work in 8-9 months. So, all right, number 5, Cory.
We're going straight to number 5.
Number 5.
You start at the lower tier, and then we work your way up to number 1.
Yeah, but you have all these other gaming categories here.
You break them up in between.
Yeah.
It's just the list you have listed here has honorable mentions below the numbered parts of it.
I didn't want to make it confusing for when you wrote the list.
All right, well, I'm not really writing a list, Tom. I'm just kind of throwing this out off the top of my head. But I guess number 5 is Dragon's Dogma.
Oh, really?
2.
Interesting.
Not 1 or Dark Arisen. I like Dragon's Dogma. But I'm gonna stop my thought real quickly. John doesn't have the list. John, the list is essentially honorable mentions 1 through 5. And there's a bunch of other categories. Just dive in if you feel like you have anything to add. I think at that point.
Am I adding John to this list? Is he going to be writing things?
He's gonna write stuff. You played a game that came out this year, John. I know that. You've played the hell out of it.
Yeah, this is true. Okay,
I assume his number 1 through 5 is Satisfactory.
Actually, no. But you guys might,
Here, I will send you what Tom came up with. This is a rough list. We'll figure shit out as it goes along.
Doing it live.
We are doing it live. Anyways, Dragon's Dogma 2. People complained about it a lot because it was stiff. Everyone sounded stupid. The combat was bizarre.
Did they play as the first one?
It played exactly the same as the first one, except the character creation was a little better. And there was a bathhouse scene. There was like a hot tub, hot rocks, hot springs, whatever you call it.
coming from the people who talk about how awesome the Elden Ring game are, I get really pissed off when they're just like, this game plays the same. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Dragon's Dogma plays nothing like fucking.
I think he's saying those games are samey.
Well, I'm just saying they're
Oh, yeah.
samey, you know what I mean? They don't change. They're not like... I'm okay with keeping the same formula for those people who enjoy those. Like, I knew Tom was excited about it. I knew like, when I hear that game hits the way it wanted to, then you did what you needed to. Just like, everyone shut the fuck up. It doesn't need to like change the
I'm
wheel.
sorry to interrupt, Brett. I just saw what Tom's Twitch looks like. This is the most hideous thing I've ever seen in my life.
So good.
Oh my god, it's so ugly.
I'm so proud of how bad it looks.
It's like there's 1,000 shanties and 2 hamsters. Fuck. All right. Anyways, Dragon's Dogma 2 was very similar to the first game. It expanded on the stupid story and the stupid characters, and everyone talks stupid, and I love it. I love it because it's dumb. It's very dumb. And it actually plays pretty well. And it's fun to throw people off cliffs after you've knocked them down. And it's fun that ogres immediately beeline it towards your female party members to beat them savagely.
All right.
That's my piece.
All right. My number 5 is Dragon Dogma 2.
Oh, you stole it, you dick. Change it.
I didn't steal it.
You stole my fucking answer. Change that now.
You stole my favorite A.
You piece of human garbage.
So are you guys just going down your list from top to bottom?
I go subcategory number, subcategory number, subcategory number. You know, you go down the front.
Okay.
I gotta. Damn it, Tory, you're too close to me. You're too close. Gross.
Gross?
Gross.
Don't stand.
Don't stand too close to me.
That's the best game of yesteryear is actually the 2024 game of the year, right? Or is that
No,
2023?
that's the game you played from a different year, but you beat it in 2024, or that you just played it.
Oh.
Whose
Yeah.
turn is it?
It's
My turn?
it's I think your turn, unless John wants
Your
to
turn,
jump in and
turn,
just say
yeah.
things. I don't know. Dragon Dogma
Wait.
2. Same thing as Cory says. It's a great RPG, third-person action game. It is silly as hell. You climb monsters and stab them all over the place. You do whatever you want, wander around the big world. It has kind of a, I mean, there is a objective to the game, but you just kind of wander off like, you know, like a Skyrim, but good. I found myself in some random elven village and nobody spoke my language. It was pretty great. I didn't finish the game. I played a good amount of it, but just like the first game, I played every side quest in the first game before I did the first story quest in the main city in the, you know, the town there.
You weren't missing much.
Yeah, exactly. So I kind of did the same thing here, where I just kind of wandered off, did random stuff on the side. It's a great game. I'm very glad they made it. I hope they make another one, but you know, I'm lucky to have this one, so I'm not gonna, you know.
Also, their microtransaction bullshit was absolutely thrown out of proportion.
Oh
like,
yeah, that was stupid. That was just people fucking looking for shit to complain about on YouTube.
It's Capcom. First of all, the microtransactions are stupid. Like, oh, you get an extra experience pack tent for $2. Like, absolutely meaningless garbage no one should buy except the real sweaties like Tom. So I don't know who the hell was buying any of those microtransactions to begin with.
Yeah, they do it in
Yeah.
all their games. They did it in Resident Evil. They do it in Monster Hunter. They're all there. Get more gems. Yeah, that's my piece. Tori, what do you got?
Marvel Rivals is my 5th favorite game this year.
Never heard of it.
Whoa.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Fifth. Get out.
5th favorite, yeah.
And you call
You know-
yourself our Iron Man.
I wasn't a big Overwatch person. For some reason, it confused me. Now I understand like the flow of these games, and it's just fun. It's, you know, it's a lot of familiar characters. Some of them have good powers. You know, they're well written, and like they're, you know, when they talk to each other. And then the gameplay is pretty good for the most part. It's a good Punisher simulator, and then also sometimes an Iron Man simulator as well. If you're feeling
I
Kinda-
suck.
froggy, so I enjoy it. Yeah.
All right.
We'll see where it goes. You know what I mean? It's new.
Yeah, that was a December
it,
release, right? Was it late November
yeah.
or December?
Late November, I feel like.
Corey knows. I'm sure he has a tattoo to his wrist.
I thought it came out in December. It was in beta in November.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe that's what I was thinking.
All right, Brett, what's your number 5, buddy?
Dungeon Clawler?
Dungeon Claw or like
Clawer, like a claw machine.
I gotcha.
It's a little roguelike where you have different like various characters and you're trying to make it through a dungeon as a using a claw machine as the weapons inside of it to kill your enemies. I was playing the shit out of it during the alpha. It came out during, I want to say, like PAX East or something like that, where they released the beta and they just kept like the game was free until like 4 hours until the game came out, and it came out for $15, and I haven't stopped playing it since it came out. It allows you to make broken decks. It's everything you want in a roguelike. So yeah, that's my number 5.
I never even heard of that game, so I'll have to look into it.
It's a claw machine. I fucking love claw machines.
Do you ever see those apps you can get? I don't know if they still do them, but you could get an app where you join a video feed of a Japanese claw game, and then you play the claw game on your phone, and if you win anything, they ship it to you.
Yeah, it seems kind of sketchy, but I've tried it once or
100%.
twice.
John, did you want to throw your thing in here? Also, Brett, you can have no long names for your games.
Okay.
You don't fit on the screen.
Yeah, probably 2024's best game of the year for me would just be Factorio Space Age.
Is that going to be your answer for all of them?
No.
No, we're starting at 5, John.
Yeah, you dropped your number 1.
5? Oh, no. Shoot.
Oh, you ruined the anticipation of the
that's all of them.
ones of people that watch this.
And now I got you all figured out, man.
This whole swaths of people. Wow. But yeah, no, it's just got fantastic gameplay. And yeah, the normal gameplay loop is completely overhauled with it because, I mean, now you get to build spaceships, essentially. I mean, they're really floating platforms, but yeah, I've always liked building games, and Factorio is a great building game. And it's very addictive, and now it's even more addictive with completely new environments and everything that you get to fly to, which is kind of insane. So
I haven't seen one of my other friends since the game came out, which I know means it's a good game.
yeah, that means the soul belongs to his soul belongs to Factorio now.
Exactly.
So,
Our Lord and Savior.
I'd very much recommend it, but possibly not if you have an addictive personality.
I remember when we first were living together and the first Factorio came out, I would go to bed at like 1 and I'd wake up at 10 in the morning and he wouldn't have moved.
You sure he wasn't dead?
No, I would watch it. He would be like, he needs to see my
Keyboard was
factory.
being typed on. The mouse shake
Yeah, it was
very
being,
often.
Well,
yeah, his eyes were open.
you don't know, the factory must grow, and now it can grow all the way into the depths of space.
That's insane.
All right, Corey, what was your biggest disappointment of 2024? And don't say me.
No, I guess it was you not buying enough Harley Quinn knives.
It's true. I do need more.
Wait, we're doing biggest. You're intercutting all of these?
Yeah, in between every number. We do this. We've done like 5 of these. What are you talking about?
We haven't. Oh, you don't even know what the hell you're talking about. Whatever. Fine, I'll do biggest disappointment. Jesus Christ, Tom. Fucking ramshackle operation we're running here.
Rodeo, man.
My green room had none of the stuff I requested in it.
I'm not surprised, Tom. I'm not really sure why they are. This has happened every year we've done this.
Tom,
Yes.
my biggest disappointment, besides how this operation is run, is the game Capes.
Capes. What is Capes? Superhero game?
Capes is an small indie studio's attempt at making an XCOM style superhero game. So you play a group of heroes founding Justice League, Avengers style thing in a dystopian world where anyone with superhero powers is immediately arrested and put away by the dystopian state, and your leader is like some old hero from the before days who's trying to inspire the people. And it's just... there's too much talking in it, which is my problem with that Midnight Sun game, but it's also not written as well. And it's definitely got that... I mean, they're all custom assets, but everyone looks a little plasticky. Obviously, it's an indie game, but between the like sad faces and the just really bad dialogue, and it feels less like an XCOM style game and more like a puzzle game because you feel really sort of forced to do certain things, and it's. I kind of miss XCOM where you get to choose which missions and fix up your base really aggressively and that sort of stuff.
You know what?
So-
Yeah.
Capes.
That's a good answer. I just realized that my headphones volume was at 20%, so I'm sure this fucking video is loud as shit.
I hope so. I hope we killed someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
fine.
I hope
I can fix that in post. That's fine.
you say that about everything. You said that about the scandal Tory had last time.
And I did. Nobody knows what you're talking about.
Exactly. They won't find the body.
It seems fine with the volume max, but if you're at home watching this, I apologize. Kinda.
Anyways, I was looking forward to Capes, and then it got released, and I played it, and I was whelmed, I guess, underwhelmed maybe, but it wasn't very good.
That's a shame.
I feel bad because we need more superhero games that aren't
Marvel.
established properties, but yeah, Marvel. And I like XCOM style games.
It sounds like Midnight Suns minus the cards.
I mean, it's XCOM. You have your abilities, you have your action points, you have your. There's not really a chance to hit. You have your defense abilities, synergies between teammates, that sort of stuff.
I see. All right, I guess I'll go now. My biggest disappointment of the year was Rise of the Ronin. It was Rise of the Ronin because I played a different game called Wulong, which is their game they made previously. And that game was amazing. It was a fantastic game, had a great flow, fixed stages, had a very forgiving and very, I'd say fancy dodging system. It had it's a Dark Souls clone, but it's not as crazy as Neo. Neo is hardcore. Wulong is way more streamlined and simple. I love that game. So the next game was Rise of the Ronin, came out on the PS5, which is also a disappointment. No PC release for that game, and it's open world.
I do want to play Rise of the Ronin. That game looked ridiculous. Did you get a grappling hook?
You do, I believe. I didn't get that far into it, but I'm pretty sure you get a grappling hook.
It was a game that was gonna get me to buy a PS5, and then my boss was like, "Yeah, don't do it," because it was a game that just didn't know what it wanted to be. I was told it was just like it was good, but it had no idea what it wanted to be.
It does that bullshit thing where you go outside, you try to explore, and then you find like an encampment, you go there. It's the standard 1,000 shit on a map. You get the areas and you go, like Assassin's Creed style thing. And they have that bullshit where you have a character level, and then if the enemies are higher level than you can sneak up behind them, stab them with a sword through their fucking face, and they'll get like a quarter of their health knocked off. It's video gaming shit like that drives me fucking nuts. That's a kill. Don't put the fucking RPG shit into this. I put a knife through your fucking head. It's awful. Anyway, I'll probably go back to it. I hear it gets better the more you play it and unlock more stuff, but I was turned off pretty quick on that. It starts off like a fixed stage. You're on a ship and you got to go fight the captain, and that whole area was fine. That was great. And then once you get to the open world, it's like, fuck this. I don't have time for this.
Wait, what game is this?
Rise of the Ronin.
Uh,
Yeah, it's one of those console games.
Ugh.
Oh,
Sean doesn't even want to look at you.
that's true. Tory.
Or what? Biggest disappointment still?
Yeah, biggest disappointment.
The Microsoft Flight Simulator that came out this year
I forgot that
was like
happened.
fucking playable.
Did
I
you do-
downloaded it. It took 6 fucking hours to download, and then really, I just wanted to try the new VR headset on it, and it ran like shit. So I just uninstalled it immediately. But maybe I'll go back to it at some point because it still looks really cool, like in the trailers and everything. But I just wish it would come out in a runnable fucking.
Like performance-wise, again,
At a-
low frame rates.
Yeah,
Yeah.
low frame, like I'm talking like 2 frames a second and stuff, and
You
just,
have,
you know what I mean.
like a decent computer, like a 3080.
I have a 3070,
Oh wow.
and like it was at like medium settings, and I don't know. I just expected it to run better on VR.
That's fair.
I don't know. I'm still really interested. I like those games. They're super technical and everything. You learn about planes and everything, but I just wish it was better.
I see. Brett, what are you most disappointed about this year?
I hated the grind from 100, like the Paragon level grind in the new Diablo. I spent close to fucking 150 hours was doing 1,000,000,000,000 damage and I was still struggling, and I'm like, that's just stupid. I don't think you should ever have to grind that long for anything. I think I tapped out level 155 and I just haven't picked it back up. So
You talking about
I would say,
the expansion pack?
yeah, whatever the expansion was, fucking crushed my soul this
Green,
season.
the green expansion.
Oh man, it's
It
fucking.
was pretty green.
It was very
It's a
green.
really good expansion, but whatever the fucking season thing that they did this season was just a drag.
All right, Tory. Sorry, not Tory. John, do you have anything you want to throw out?
Biggest disappointments?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I did kind of skip right to the end with my first response. So, you mind if I do an honorable mention?
Yeah, sure. Dude, go
Yeah,
for
no,
it.
keep wild card this shit up, John. We need
All right,
some
cool.
fresh blood.
So, I think I haven't actually had that much chance to play it, but it was really, really promising when I played it. Dome Keeper.
Oh,
It's a
really?
very
Rebels love
interesting,
that
unique
game.
defense game, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. You you mine and then you have to upgrade your dome and defend, and it has really, really good replayability. And when I played it, I ended up spending like 6 hours playing it straight, and then I was like, "Oh crap, this is one of those games. I have to put it down." you know,
Like
I mean,
Into the Breach and all that shit.
yeah. So it's very good. Would recommend. It's not too expensive. Even the main menu changes as you unlock stuff, which is pretty cool. And the way that even the way that you select like what match you're going to play in the main menu has you move your character around and dig through stuff to like select menu options. It's just very unique. It's a really neat game.
Did you also want to do a disappointment?
Sure. Might get some cringe here, but Skull and Bones. I was very much looking forward to that.
As was
And
I. I have not played it personally, but I was looking forward to it.
it was you get a pirate ship, you can upgrade it. It's pretty cool that you get to play a pirate RPG now, but it was horribly done. It's just I played it for a week. I was like, "Oh, that was neat," and then I just haven't really touched it since because it's a very whelming game. It's not even underwhelming. It's just like, "Wow, this game's gorgeous." Okay, next. And it's not anything too special about it.
Have you
That would have
played?
been cool to play with the boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That probably would be cool to play with the boys game. Yeah. Yeah.
Have you played Sea of Thieves?
I have.
Okay. That's
I
not.
think I like Skull and Bones more than Sea of Thieves, but that's mostly because I really enjoy the naval combat part. So
Yeah.
even though there was like not a whole lot of real pirating in that, it didn't bother me as much as just like the lack of stuff to do or the repetition and grindiness of it.
Mm-hmm. All right. We will go to Corey's number 4.
My number 4 game.
Your number 4 game.
Oh boy, what am I gonna say for number 4? I would probably say I haven't. I guess I could use this for another thing. I'd probably go with Halls of Torment.
Yeah.
That I don't know what to say. It's Vampire Survivors, except it looks like old school Diablo.
Corey, it's an ass game.
Why do you keep saying that?
It's an auto shooter survival. Ass. Ass.
Say it. There you go. Yeah, it's fun. It came out into 1.0 this year. I think it came out like in early access last year, and I don't know. I like Vampire Survivor games. They're fun. It's not my favorite, but of the ones that came out this year, it's pretty good.
Yeah. There's another one I was playing too. Oh, it was that stupid one from that Renfield movie. The tie into that. That one
Oh
was
yeah,
all
that
right.
one's fun too. I played a lot of that.
Yeah. It's goofy. Yeah, I have a bunch of those. I have one that's like a Gundam knockoff, and yeah, but
I
Hell
have
of
the
Torment
Kung
was good.
Fu stuntman one that was fun too.
I also had this terrible one that I can't remember the name of, but he was Anime Girls. Yeah, all right. I guess my number 4 is Tekken 8. They made 8 of these games, plus 2, plus another 2, but 8 of them. It is an expansion on 7 where it still has the I don't know the terms, but I think it was the rage move. I can't remember if rage is the new thing or the one from 7. But they pretty much threw like a, if your health was down so far, you can throw like a last ditch effort attack, which was it's okay. People, okay. The problem with Tekken, I don't know if you guys play Tekken at all, but it is all about comboing and juggling now. I mean, it's always kind of been that, but now that's like the main focus of the game, where there's times where if you get hit, you can't move again for like 10 seconds. And they added another mechanic where you can throw it anytime you want, and it lasts about, you can either do like one big move with it, or you can use it for about 10 seconds or so, maybe a little less than that, and then finish with that special move. And that helps combat the other bullshit in that game. It helps you move. You can dash with it. You can do a bunch of shit. Add some more hits to your combo for like a straight forward combo instead of all the juggling and shit. It was good. I liked the new characters. I like it looks great, plays great. The Tekken community sucks, and I hate them all.
Yes.
that is my number 4. That's
I enjoy a good game of Tekken. I agree that people who try hard and break it down frame by frame ruin the game, but it was one of the more accessible Tekken games, and it is very fun just to sit down and still play some Tekken with your friends.
I enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, Tori did get it. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh,
We'll get to that. We'll get to that later. But
I
I
see.
wanted to bring up Call of Duty, Black
Call
Ops.
of Duty.
Oh shit, we played that.
We did. That was
was
the
it?
4 times, Cory.
Was it? It wasn't Cold War, was it? It was Black. Was it
It's Black Ops 6.
Black Ops 6? Yeah. I really don't like the direction they're going with these. Sort of like a Marvel style humor and stuff, and
They're all quippy.
you know, I'm only playing these now out of you know, nostalgia and everything, but like the main story was, you know, it was fine. It had some decent moments or whatever, but it had a lot of shitty moments. It's lost most of the old Call of Duty magic that it had like 15 years ago. I played the multiplayer for a whole bunch. It was pretty cool. It was very old school still.
Which is a bummer though, because they could do some crazy ass shit with the graphics. Like I know 15 years ago was like what the Xbox One at this point. So
Yeah.
it's like you expect them to get progressively better, but somehow the quality of it's gotten worse, which is a bummer.
Yeah, well, that's
Visually,
most
or
video games anyway, though. Like they'll focus on something like
Yeah.
ray tracing, and unless you have like a really good graphics card, you don't notice all of the stuff they're doing. So that, you know, they're not,
Right.
you know, they're
retracing's a
not doing
scam.
anything new with architecture or like, I don't know.
Story
It's
or yeah.
yeah, and I don't know.
I mean,
It's just regressive.
who amongst
I
us would buy a 4090, you know? Who would do such a thing?
yeah.
Clearly a monster.
Especially
I'd say worse than Hitler.
especially if you don't use it and you use a laptop instead for months at a time.
Yeah. God, I can't imagine anyone who would be crazy enough to do that.
Yeah,
Who are you
that'd be
talking about?
wacky.
Who are we talking about?
Who are you
I don't
talking
know.
about?
We
Definitely not anyone in this chat.
We see who doesn't play games with us anymore.
Yeah.
Don't know the inside humor here.
Anyway, Call of Duty. It was okay. I enjoyed it. I will not be playing it again. I didn't try zombies. Maybe someday I'll play the zombies.
You went through the entire campaign?
I beat the campaign. And then I played. I prestige twice on the multiplayer, and I said that was enough.
Yeah, I didn't even prestige once.
It was a good fun. That was fun. Like just, but you know, it's like I don't know what type of psychos like prestige like the maximum 9 times or whatever, because it gets real old real fast.
Some people just play like 1 or 2 games a
Yeah,
year,
that's like their
and that's
only
the game they
game.
play.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Madden and the Call of Duty crowds, and come home from
Yeah, I
work,
didn't think
play
about
Call
that.
of Duty for a few hours, go to bed.
I used to do that. I used to play that like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I used to play the shit ton of that. I played that for like 6 months after it came out. But like
That was my peak too.
and that's what I'm talking about. That was that was really good Call of Duty. This is nowhere near as good as that experience, but
I'm surprised it's as good as it is for being like the 40th game in the series, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all good. All right, Brett, what's your number 4?
My number 4 was NCAA 2025.
Is it NCAA or is it college football?
NCAA college football 2025. I just have been craving just to make a college freshman and play him through the Heisman all over again, and this game is exactly what I want. Getting text messages being like, make sure you go to study hall, maintain your average, don't cheat on tests. It's just
Oh, they do that shit? That's like when I
Yeah.
stopped playing fucking
I love that.
NBA 2K, because they made you like, all right, bro, you gotta come in this room and we're gonna talk about shoe deals and we're gonna talk all this shit. Like, I just want to play some fucking basketball. What are you talking about?
They break it down really quick. It's just funny, and yeah, I played a ton of it since Christmas. So yeah, and it looks really fucking good. If you like college football or or sports in general, the runouts, they've got the music. It's not like they are like all the stadiums feel like the stadiums that you're walking into. It's crazy. I'm having fun.
That's good. That's good. I do want to play it. It's only on consoles, so I'm waiting for a
Yeah.
GameFly sale or something on it. But I definitely do want to try it.
I got it right on sale on Christmas where it was like $30. I was like, okay.
All right, John, do you have a number 4?
Still thinking. So skip. Pass.
All right. We have best game of yesteryear. So a game that came out in a previous year, but you played it in 2024. Cory, what is yours?
Oh my God, Tom! Just give me a second here. Jesus Christ. Best game of yesteryear. I'm just gonna put Peglin there, even though it said it came out this year. That's a lie. It was in early access well before that.
Yeah.
Peglin. It's Slay the Spire, but pachinko, and you play a little Peglin.
Little cute goblin.
It's a great game.
Fucking awesome game.
I love it. I haven't played it for a while, but I played the shit out of that game for ages. And I don't give a shit if they say this is the 1.0 release. It's not. It came out for ages. You got to play through the entire thing. Peglin.
All right. For me, my best game of yesteryear, you know what it is. It's Wulong. That game was fucking great. I played straight through it. Like, very rarely do I mean, these days do I just sit down and play through an entire game in a week or whatever it took to beat that game. I loved it. It's like Dynasty Warriors, like I said before. Not Dynasty Warriors. It's like a Demon Souls mixed with Dynasty Warriors. It's straight up like the characters from Dynasty Warriors, like their versions of it. Like you'll have a Guan Yu with his stupid ass giant halberd and all this shit. All the characters from Dynasty Warriors are in this game, pretty much. It's wonderful. I don't know. I knew you played it with me. I bet you didn't finish it like I did, but I know you had.
No, I bought it for you.
I know,
and I did not get a thank you.
I thanked you plenty. What are you talking about?
I didn't hear a single thank you.
Classic Tom.
Thank you, Cory. Thank you for my favorite game of this year that wasn't me this year.
Oh, you don't have to thank me, Tom. You don't have to thank me.
Okay. It's good that you're
So
humble.
humble Cory is.
I try, you know.
It's a beautiful game. All the moves are all like was it called wushu or like the wire sword fighting and shit.
Yeah.
Very elaborate. It's fun. All right, Tory, what's your best game of yesteryear?
Yesteryear. Probably Ratchet and Clank.
Which one? Because you played all. You played all of them.
I thought he was gonna say Ratchet and Crank. I like that better.
A Kraken Time, the PS3 one.
Yeah.
That was the high point. So much so that I stopped playing. The one after it, the Into the Nexus, was not such a letdown compared to it that I stopped playing it. I gotta beat it again. But Kraken Time is that's peak video game right there. Perfect.
Those are all great games.
Really, really good puzzles. They're kind of unique puzzles. There's when you're playing as the Clank.
He keeps saying Crank.
I keep saying Crank.
He does cranking it.
Yeah.
Let him crank.
Tom, can we hurry up? I have to Ratchet and Crank it after this.
That'll stop you from doing it now, Cory. No cameras on.
Yeah, I played a lot of games, old games this year, and I think that was probably the one I enjoyed the most all the way through, with no, caveat. So yeah.
All right, Brett, what is your favorite game of yesteryear?
Final Fantasy the remake. I'm halfway through it. I think I'm at like chapter 12 out of 20. So I'd say a little bit over halfway, but that pacing of that game is so fucking insane that you could tell me that there's another 20 hours left and I wouldn't be surprised. But it's been on my back catalog for years, and over Christmas break, I was like, I'm just gonna play through this, and I don't regret it.
Did you? Oh, you didn't beat it yet, but did you get the version that has the Yuffie DLC as well?
Yes, I did.
Okay, that's fun.
That's
Yuffie,
it's
I
worthwhile
did.
DLC. That's a really good DLC. I like that.
Yeah, it was really good. Okay, John, do you have a best game of yesteryear? Or number 4 or anything?
I don't know the best game of yesteryear, but I did think of a best remaster of the year.
Oh,
And
yeah?
it's not actually Silent Hill, because I think that was remastered this year, right?
That was a remake.
Okay, remake. All right. I
Remakes
heard that
are
was
not
really, really good.
remasters. Yeah.
Well, I guess this is technically a remake then. I don't know. Remaster, remake, same thing to me. But anyway, Age of Mythology Retold.
I'd say that's a hard one because it's like the same game, but it's just like
Yeah,
a lot more
it's
effects
it's
and stuff.
basically the same game. I loved playing through the campaign of it. It had the same charm as the original. Just things were a little less Lego-y, I guess, now. So just I don't know. I love Greek history and Roman history and just
Hey, me
all the
too.
mythology and stuff. So it was a lot of fun just playing as a pseudo god and a god you're playing Age of Empires. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Age of Empires, but
Tragedy.
with
Great.
Roman mythology.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm glad it finally came
They-
out because
they
that
did
was
it.
announced years ago.
Yeah. They did a great job with it though. Luckily, I guess they took their time and said it'll be out when it's out, and they did a good job.
Oh, so they didn't Blizzard it.
They didn't Blizzard it.
So here's this bad version of Warcraft 3. Also, we took away your good version of Warcraft 3. Have fun.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Although I did hear they updated it and made it like good now. I have not played it since the launch of that game, but I should probably go back and check it out.
Yeah, I had a friend who was really excited for that because he was a really, really good Warcraft 3 player. And when that came out and he played it, he was like, nope. And then I just basically see him playing nothing but Baldur's Gate and Age of Mythology now. Like he hasn't touched it since.
I see. All right, Cory, what is your number 3 game of 2024?
Oh my fucking god, Tom. Number 3? God, you piece of garbage. I'm gonna say... Are you listening to me?
I'm listening.
Moving close to your headphones, please.
I'm here.
I'm gonna say The Matchless Kung Fu.
Is it the one that was delisted?
No, that will come up later. Thank you for
Oh.
spoiling things, you monster.
You could have just said no.
You're like some sort of Hitler. Matchless Kung Fu, The Matchless Kung Fu, is the most Chinese game to ever China. You play... I don't know, it's a mix between Kenshi, which came out years ago, and rock, paper, scissors, and it is wushu, or wuya, the thing you were talking about earlier, where people fly around on fucking swords, and there's magic kung fu stuff everywhere. And you just run around, you can build, you can survive. Every time you do quests and succeed at them, you unlock a piece of the map, and then you could put that piece anywhere you want. Let's say the horrendous monkeys that beat the crap out of you could be placed right next to where all the kids are, or the farmland. You can kick things in the groin repeatedly to castrate it. And it's just, it's wholesome fun. You could rob people's houses, and, the local doctor, the sweet old lady, will start flying in the air and kicking you repeatedly in the balls as punishment for your sins. It's great, and it's in 1.0 now.
That's good. Speaking of Chinese monkeys, did anybody play Wukong?
No.
That's fair.
It's too woke.
Yeah.
Not enough
That's
people.
what I felt about it.
I felt like I didn't have enough diversity in it for me to feel included.
No, there's not.
As-
There
as
weren't
a-
any tits on Wukong. You need to put tits on him.
No, I just felt like as a 6'10" white male, I felt like I wasn't really
Well represented in the Wukong.
well represented in a Chinese game.
Yeah, but Brett, wouldn't you say that, like, you know, as a 6'10" white male and a Joe Rogan listener, a giant
Yes.
monkey is the ultimate thing you want to play as?
Well, that's true too. Like, and the thing I want to fuck the most.
I regret asking the question. All right. Number 3 for me is a little game Cory may have played once or twice called Marvel Rivals.
That's your number 3? What's wrong with you, you sick fuck?
My number 3 is Marvel Rivals.
Who's paying you? Blizzard? Is Mr. Blizzard's money good, Tom?
Yes. I mean, wouldn't Blizzard tell me to say
This
it's not
podcast
Rivals
sponsored
and
by Joe Rogan.
say it was Overwatch, even though that came out 25 years ago?
My great commanders are correcting that you spelled Overwatch 2 wrong.
All right. Take a game that looks exactly like Overwatch, aesthetic-wise. Change all the characters to Marvel characters. Make it third person. And, yeah, that's what you got.
And add goon skins.
Oh, man, there's goon skins. Did you guys see that Invisible Woman? Oh, yeah.
Did we see Invisible Woman? What are you fucking talking about? Yeah.
What am I, invisible? Great game. We play pretty much every night. Wonderful time. I mostly play a Scarlet Witch or the Weeaboo, but I will occasionally play my Penny Parker or my Luna Snow, and it's a great game.
Tom does not heal. He's lying.
I mean, I'll play the healer. Nobody said I heal. I am a battle healer, just like our buddy John. That's
Who needs healing when you can just kill the enemy team?
Yeah, the objective is if you played Overwatch, you played Overwatch. You have 2 teams of 6. You make your team up of either a tank, a assault, or a healer, or a support, whatever you want to call them. They have their own specific names. I'm too lazy to remember what they are.
Vanguard, duelist, and strategist, Tom.
There you go. And you try to take points. You either stand in a square in the middle and hold it for the longest, or you stand in a square next to a moving vehicle and move it to the end of the point. There's 3 phases
Or a
of
moving
that.
pile of sludge.
Or a giant sludge pile. You move squares with graphics inside the squares. Or you stand within the square. Either one. You do this 2 match points for the hold the middle, 3 phases of the guiding, and try to stop them or try to do it. Great game.
What innovative gameplay.
Yeah, it's a free-to-play game. The skins are expensive as fuck. I have not bought any.
It's because
Wait,
Tom's
it's free
poor.
to play?
It's because I'm poor. It is free-to-play, yeah.
How much does it cost then?
It's free.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it cost you all the time you spent ratcheting and cranking it to Invisible Woman.
To the Gooner skin.
It's the Gooner skin.
It's a great game. So I'm going to pass it off to my boy Tory. And what is your number 3 of the year?
Let me consult my notes real quick. So there was a little game I played at the beginning of the year called Tekken 8.
Yes.
Yeah, Tekken 8.
That is a video game I've heard of, yes.
Yeah, I played it. I played the story mode. It does the thing that Mortal Kombat introduced, where it actually has like a story mode for a fighting game. I thought it was just wacky and weird, which I always appreciate
I
in
completely
my video
forgot
games.
to mention
I
the
don't
single player.
remember anything about it because it was like a year ago. I just remember it was a good time. It's a frustrating game to play online. It was addictive for a couple weeks. I did enjoy every second I was playing. But ranked mode is just not for me.
Oh man, that's how you live, bro. That's how you live.
Yeah. What I did appreciate about this one too, though, is not only is there a story mode, like there's also like little endings for each of the characters, and those were like reminiscent of like older Tekkens, where it was like just weird shit would happen. Like I think if you know what I mean. Like I said, I don't remember much about it to mention on the podcast, but I I enjoyed it more than any other multiplayer game I played. That's what I remember mostly about it.
Martial law tries to get money. Paul's also trying to get money.
Yeah.
Yachi's up to some schemes. It's all good time. They brought back Yachi, which was disappointing. I mean, you knew they were going to do it, but he wasn't in the original set of roster. He was a DLC character. And they did the same thing as Street Fighter 6. They brought back Bison. They can't kill any of these characters off. It's like a Marvel series.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, in a fighting game, I appreciate when they just throw in the classic characters anyway. You know what I mean? There's more options.
Well, the whole point of Reina was that she is like Hiachi, but mixed up. So it's just, I don't know. It's like Michelle to Julia.
I really did forget the entire story, but all I remember is I enjoyed it enough where like it made my it was number 3. So
upset dad and disappointed son duke it out to rule the world. I don't know. There's a tournament, and if you lose the tournament, your country gets taken over or something. I don't remember.
That makes sense.
The graphics were some of the best I've seen all year. Like the characters, model, everything about it was great. Very highly polished. It was excellent.
They're also keeping the tradition, which I think they introduced in Tekken 5, where everybody speaks their native language in a conversation, and they all understand each other. It's amazing.
Yeah, that was bizarre. I enjoyed that game a lot. Like there'd be someone speaking French, and then someone's like, was it Eddie would be speaking Brazilian or whatever?
Yes, Brazilian.
Portuguese. Then you got the Italian guy. Yeah, it's great. That's the level of wacky I love.
That is.
All right, Brett. What is your number 3 game of 2024?
It was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate. It was the good Hades 2. I am really liking it. It's got like the tongue-in-cheek charm of old school Ninja Turtles. You're basically Splinter gets killed. You have to go try to get him back through 4 levels. I'm still playing through it. It's basically you die, repeat, play again, die, repeat, try again. I really didn't like Hades 2 this year, so
really
it was nice.
It didn't come out yet, though.
It's in early access, and they have a
it's in early
portion
access
of it available.
Just not. It's not like feeling what I want in that game. So, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is definitely doing that for me, and it's got all. If you're a Turtles fan, it's just old school fun, but with that Hades style combat. So yeah, that was my number 3.
I see. John, do you have a number 3?
Yes, I do. So I've made this category Best Shit Your Pants with the Bros Award. So
What?
yeah, that's my category. It was either that or Best Budget Game, which I mean, every time you hear like Best Budget this, you're like, okay.
Are you making up the categories?
Yeah, I'm just making them up.
Okay, whatever.
So a game that I picked up that's $7 in an early access on Steam. Right now it has very positive ratings. It's called Nuclear Nightmare, which is as cheesy a name as you can possibly get for a game. What's even cheesier is the fact that it's definitely just a straight ripoff of the thing, and somebody is like doing their very best to avoid, like getting sued for IP infringement or whatever. But it's a fantastic game to just goof around in. And just as an example, there was a game I was playing with randoms, and you start off the game, you have all these objectives you have to go and do, and you're in the frozen wasteland, and you have to spread out on snowmobiles or by foot or whatever, all the while trying to avoid getting eaten to death by giant mutant bears and mutant creatures and all kinds of scary, spooky shit that'll make you shit your pants, like in the thing. And in this one match, we start off and I get infected immediately. But one of the objectives is to go and scan yourself after you're infected. So I'm like, hey, you come here, get in the snowmobile. You're gonna drive me to the scanning facility before I change so that we can get this objective done. And it was a terrible idea, but the guy indulged me. And when we got there, as soon as I got off the snowmobile, I just instantly changed and mauled him to death and then watched my corpse just slowly wander over to like the rest of the people like 3 kilometers away. and both of us were just like cracking up after that happened on comms, just like watching from the balcony of being dead. And it was just like there's just these like really goofy moments in this game, and it's only like $7. It doesn't look great. The sound effects aren't particularly amazing, but it's just like it's like just being able to play the thing with a bunch of other people all like shitting their pants and like getting scared to death at the most ridiculous shit at the most ridiculous times. I mean, some people blow themselves up because they accidentally walk on their own minds and just all kinds of stuff. It's actually a pretty fantastic game that I think would be really good for playing with people.
It sounds like what's that other game? Lethal Company.
It was very much like Lethal Company, but way more gore, way more scare, and did I mention you can also turn into if you get infected and somebody kills you before you turn, you can control the thing aliens to go and hunt down people, and that in itself is hilarious because for whatever reason it's such a cheaply developed game that you can be on comms still and talk to people in the vicinity as these like horrible creatures, so you could just kind of run around someone who doesn't know you're there because you can see them and they can't see you, and just make spooky noises and just be an asshole. It's just great. It's a lot of fun.
That's pretty fun. Also, The Thing was remastered this year.
Oh,
The
I
old
did not know that.
PS2 game. They brought it back.
Oh, that game really scared me. Yeah, I can't go back to that.
That was a good game. I have not played the
It was
remake
really
or
good.
remaster yet. Okay, so we're gonna move over to biggest moment in gaming. This is a category that I think I brought out in a year that a game system was announced. And like, yeah, what was the coolest thing? And you'd be like, oh, the Switch was announced or whatever. Nothing really happened for like that in this year. No big announcements that I can think of anyway. So I just wrote, oh, I'll let Cory go. So it's his turn.
This was the year woke was defeated, when a monkey stood up high amongst its competitors. And I don't. When did Stellar Blade come out?
It was like October, September.
That game defeated woke with big bosoms of freedom, and a slick coating, an oily, greasy coating of justice.
Fucking outstanding.
Outstanding.
And makes you proud to be an American. Thank you for your service, Tory.
Thank you, man. That's why I did it for Stellar Blade.
It's just a picture in your footlocker of what's her fucking name? Eve?
Brony
Eve,
Stellar
yeah.
Blade.
Wait, what game is this?
Stellar Blade.
Stellar Blade, the titty one.
Blade. Yeah.
Oh,
The titty ass climbing up ladders slowly game.
uh-huh.
A game that I was
Oh,
gifted
God.
by my best buddy Tory, and I have not yet played because I wanted to play it with Cory.
Why do you want to play with Tory?
I don't want to be with him when I'm watching big old butt anime girls.
You want to be with the gay? You want to be with a gay man?
Yes. How do you get
All
humor
right.
out of it? You get to say some starky things. Looking forward
Oh,
to it.
that's right. This is that Near Automata
Oh, okay, man. I see how it is.
like game, right?
No,
Yeah,
it's kind of like that.
Except Nier is like has subtlety and like story, even though it is fetish. It's fetish as well.
At least he just came out and said, like, I just like hot girls.
You're really
Yeah, it's-
talking it up. I'm gonna start. I'm probably gonna play it this week or after I get back from Florida.
Have you done Ratchet and Cranking?
Yeah.
He's gonna ratchet and crank to that.
Go away, Grandma. I'm playing Stellar Blade.
He's Stellar Blading all over the place.
Mookie, cover your eyes. I'm playing Stellar Blade.
All right, mine
There's
is
a loading screen.
my best moment of the gaming is when we're in a heated rivals match and we pull it off the last second. Like we just had before we started this podcast. It was a very heated match. Came down to like 15 seconds, busting it all. Destroy half the team, get that win. It's great. So Tori, what is your gaming moment of the year?
Like, I don't really have anything prepared for this. And so is this just like sort of like gaming news wise, or is it like
Anything that you saw or just thought of, or something happened either surrounded by or in a game? For you,
Oh,
it's
okay,
probably
so-
installing a PS3 emulator.
I don't know, man. I don't want to ruin my
That's fine.
the rest of my list. You know what I mean?
Sure, you can just you top it off when you say whatever you want to say. Like that was also my gaming moment of the year.
Yeah, maybe I'll come back to this.
All
Maybe I'll
right.
come back to this. No, I'll get them all together.
Brett, fill the void.
Snake gloves. The snake gloves in Astrobot were the coolest fucking thing this
All
year.
the snake
When you
gloves.
start shoot those things,
Those are
and
great.
then you go fight the fucking like. I loved the snake gloves. The way that they felt on the PS5 controller. That was like. Astrobot's a cool game in general, but like those snake gloves were the fucking best thing ever.
I can say what my biggest gaming moment is from Astrobot, but I don't want to say what it is because you haven't gotten there yet.
There's some cool shit in there.
Yeah, the very last thing you can do in that game on the main story mode. It's a great moment. All right, John, do you have a gaming moment, or do you have a made up category for us? Or I guess he wants to go check his lasagna.
Oh, you know what? Since
Wait.
since we already talked about Astrobot, I really liked when the tree started singing. I don't know if you both got if Brett got that far, but that was
Yeah, that's really
That's
early.
pretty. Yeah,
that was like okay. I just love fucking random shit like that.
I'm the same
And
way.
I was already having a really good time, and I was just like, okay, they didn't even need to do this, and it was cool. They also there's a moment in the Christmas level that's kind of like that too, but
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
yeah, but
I think it was the Uncharted level that week.
No, I didn't miss something, did I? Sorry about that.
No.
I was just gonna ask if you had a gaming moment of the year.
Oh, I'm actually, since I did the game of the year first, I'm kind of a category down, I suppose. I have a big regret,
All right, what's that?
and that's playing League of Legends for obvious reasons.
You're still gonna do it though.
I love how
Yeah.
you bring your League of Legends toxicity to Marvel
Yeah.
Rivals. This is great.
Yeah, there's a 12-year-old that cut his wrists because of you.
Oh, slash playing on a laptop when I have a 4090.
Yeah, that's a good one for you.
Okay.
why are you doing that? Just because you don't have access to your computer or something?
Well, he uses it as a footrest, you see.
He uses it as a cod piece.
Um,
He just walks around with that tucked in his pants.
He has the Flava Flav clock. That's his 4090.
No, it's because the only room that's probably sufficient for me to set up a desk and a PC in has old school outlets, and the second floor basically needs to have all of the outlets grounded and rewired and everything. Otherwise, I might actually start a fire if I plug that in upstairs.
It's too powerful.
Most powerful graphics card in the world.
For another 3 weeks.
Yeah.
At that point, you just throw it in the trash.
Yeah. Why even keep it
I'll get a
around?
5090, and
What
then
am I even
use
doing
the
alive?
5090 as an ottoman.
My 5 PS5s.
I was very happy he made that video.
Me too.
Corey, what is your number
Yeah.
2 game of the year 20?
My number 2.
Four.
Well, first of all, none of your fucking business is what I'll tell you. But also, it is Realm of Ink, a game that is technically in early access, but it was pretty much done, and is no longer available in the Steam store because I don't know. There's rumors that the publisher, a Chinese company, had been review botting other games from it, so the developer got screwed over because Steam bans everything the publisher has. And there's no news on when it's going to be available again on Steam.
It's because
Except
Wukong
I
won
have it.
game of the year.
Well, I mean, I would like to play Wukong, but I hate monkeys. You know this.
I think
And so,
it came out on the Switch as well. Is that right?
what, Realm of Ink?
Yeah.
It might have. Anyways, Realm of Ink is just Hades, but with Chinese mythology and a cool ink and pet system, which is really interesting. And then your outfits are basically your weapons, and they're related to the other characters in the game. And unlike Hades, it's fun. I'll just stop there. But I like Hades, but Hades isn't... It never feels wild when you play Hades. You don't have, like, crazy combinations that feel overpowered. And that's what I want from a roguelike. I want, like, random shit to happen to me that makes me feel overpowered. Those are the fun runs, where, like, you get the perfect combinations of stuff and you just wipe the map in seconds.
Murder everything.
And that's what Realm of Ink brought to it. So I hope that Realm of Ink comes back someday. I don't know who the developer is, but I'm wishing them luck, and I'm going to keep playing this copy I have on Steam.
Would you say it was near complete? It's good to go.
It was supposed to come out this month.
Okay.
It's pretty much done. But then they pushed it to March right before they got pulled from Steam because they just wanted to add a few more things. And I mean, there were like 10 skins. There were like, systems that when you go through again, you can save items. It was pretty much done.
Yeah, I'm hoping it gets published by somebody else. I did want to check it out.
Oh, you can watch me play it, bitch.
Oh boy, how kind of you. All right, my number 2 game of 2024 is a little game called Astrobot. It was a game that came out on the PlayStation 5 where I actually used my PS5 to play it. That's an amazing feat on its own.
Yeah.
It is a platformer game that is blasted with PlayStation nostalgia. Even without that, without the Funko Pop effect, it's still a fantastic platformer in general. You don't get high quality platformers anymore, very rarely anyway, and it nailed it. The only complaint I had about that, shut up, Cory. The only complaint I had about the game is sometimes the perception of when you're trying to do jumps can get a little fuzzy when the camera is at its default level. So you kind of want to tilt it downwards to look down towards the ground when you do the jumps. But the game refuses to keep it locked. It will just keep trying to tilt it back to where it has the base. And it's either you're holding, like you can't hit the jump button because you're holding the stick on the right side. Or are you just trying to just deal with it? And I've died a lot of cheap deaths because of that. And that was my one real complaint about it. Otherwise, it's a very basic, very simple game, but it adds so much stuff. It keeps it fresh, adds some new power-ups and things, but it's very basic. You get hit once, you die. They're very, very generous on the checkpoints. And you punch, you have a charge punch, and then you have like ability that you can get on some stages. Very simple game, very good, very well made. It also had Jim Raimi as one of the bots, and 10 out of 10.
Yes, it did.
10 out of 10. Tori, what's your number 2 game of the year?
There was this game by the Chinese room called Still Wakes the Deep that came out.
I've heard
Ooh,
of
on
it.
that's a good
Xbox
one. That's a good
Um,
game.
It was short. It was only like 7 or 8 hours. I played it around Halloween time. It's a horror game. Like you're a Scottish guy on an oil rig, and then something goes wrong, and there's like this big tentacle monster that's like chasing you around, and you start going insane. There's all this like Lovecraftian undertones and everything. It's just really cool, and like as you progress, like the oil rig is getting more and more destroyed, and like I don't know, it was perfect for like for like a walking simulator type game. It was perfect. Excellent atmosphere. I enjoyed every second of it. Didn't overstay its welcome or anything like that.
Is there no combat in it?
There's
Mostly just running for your life.
yeah, mostly you're mostly just running and like solving a pretty simple puzzles and everything.
Okay,
But
so it's like Outlast or
it's like Soma. It's like Soma. I don't know if you played Soma or not.
Yeah.
I saw a let's play of like the first bit of that game, and I could not understand a single fucking word people were saying in it.
Oh, for
very
sure.
hard
You
to hear.
need the subtitles because it's in Scottish.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
too Scottish.
the
But the
accents are very thick.
graphics are excellent. It looks really, really good. The animations are like probably some of the best I've ever seen in a video game. Yeah, it's a solid game, and it's only 8
It's
hours. Like if
polished.
you have Game Pass, just play it. It's good.
It's I played that a little bit too, and let's just say, I mean, if you've ever been yelled at by your boss, it's unpleasant. But imagine if your boss turns into a Lovecraftian person-sized head with legs and
Or
continues
was
to yell at you.
Scottish.
Yeah, and is Scottish. That's good game, great game.
All right. Brett, what is your second best game of 2024?
Alatro.
Malatro. Never heard of this game.
Alatro, the poker one with the jokers and
Oh, Balatro.
Are you
Balatro.
talking about the game that has the Latin word for Joker as the name of the game?
that one.
Oh, that's
I'm from
crazy.
Maine. Forgive me.
I don't know no Latin.
I don't know Latin. I know Pig Latin.
Apashutta. Hut.
But I Love that game. It's one of the reasons I bought the ROG was because I wanted to just play it on the couch no matter where I went. And yeah, I have not had a game like get me that bad, addictive wise, since like in that type of card game style since like Slay the Spire or even Fights in Tight Spaces, which is still a constant battle for me. But yeah, I fucking cannot stop playing the game. I'll probably be playing after we get done with this tonight.
Let me
Interesting.
ask you this though: did you like it better than Slay the Spire?
Yes.
You do.
Ooh,
Okay.
wow.
Yeah, just because like I still will go back and play Slay the Spire to go do challenges, but like once you beat the game with all 4 classes, I
Yeah.
feel like there's really not much to do outside of like your normal daily runs where they're just like, let's try to go build a fucked up deck. Where I feel like with the way that they broke it up into 9 different like portions, there's a lot more to it than just like a decent like broken run, which feels great, but but we'll see how I feel when Slay the Spire 2 comes out this year.
Is that
Alright.
this year? I know they announced it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the end or the summer of 2025.
I'm looking forward to it. Looks good.
I gotta play Slay the Sire, apparently.
I mean,
Slay the Spire is awesome.
Slay the Spire is what created the fucking card roguelike. It's
I know.
there. It's
I
done.
blame it every day. Let me tell you about Steam new releases. There's a lot of deck builders.
Yeah, but to be
inspired
fair, Tom, there's a lot of stuff for your type of people. Disgusting porn games made for anime gooners.
by- I mean, you get your card deck builders, I get my goonin. All right.
And my number one this
We
All
haven't
right,
gotten to Tom for
John.
number 1 yet.
John, do you have your number 2 game of 2024?
No. Um,
Nah. I don't
actually,
do
I guess I'll
twos.
just.
I skip right to 1, baby.
So the category was originally chilling with the bros.
Uh,
I changed it to blue screening with the bros,
hell yeah.
and that would be Marvel Rivals.
I don't know what you're talking about. I
Because-
use an operating system called Linux. Let me tell you about the world of Arch
Who doesn't
Linux.
who doesn't like a good crash in the middle of a team fight every now and then?
Every 3 rounds, it's like clockwork.
Yeah.
What round are we in? Oh, we're in the 3rd round, I see.
You know what?
Yeah, third round, yes, it's the time
It
to
has
crash.
not. It has not been crashing for me lately in that way. Instead, I've been blue screening when I try to start it up, and then when I restart my computer 2 times, it works perfectly. Phenomenal fucking programming.
It gets a crashing
Fantastic.
out of the way at the beginning for you.
Exactly.
Fantastic game, but it sets expectations low from the start, and they stay low, and then you're just blown away by the game itself. Brilliant development. Brilliant.
Excellent. All right. Cory, what was your biggest regret of 2024?
How the fuck is that different than biggest disappointment?
Biggest disappointment in something that you did, like, oh, I played through Indiana Jones and I was very excited about it, but it ended up being very disappointing. Biggest regret is, oh, I wanted to play Indiana Jones, but I didn't get a chance to.
How do I know if I wanted to play Indiana Jones?
Because you were
I'm
looking at it and you're like, that game was a game I really wanted to play, but I didn't get a chance to, and that's my biggest regret of 2024.
All right, here's my biggest regret. I'm sick of fucking PlayStation fucking exclusives dirtying up my beautiful PC world. Ghost of Tsushima sucked. It sucked. It was boring. I don't give a shit if you think it's beautiful. It sucked.
It is a boring game, yes.
Oh, I
It's
wanted
the
to play
most
this.
boring game I've ever played in my life. That's not even a disappointment. It was boring. The only good part about it was seeing his ass in the fucking hot springs. His cock should have been all the fucking effort I put into that game.
Why is it always a plus with the butts with you?
Male butts? You don't get to see many, Tom. I would like a little male horny thrown my way. You only get that out of Overwatch if you're into foot guys.
Yeah,
Or,
my wife agrees the same way. She's like, when we get dick in TV or movies, it's usually on gross people. It's never good dick.
Like the
There's
sex
no
people,
such
like-
thing as bad dick, Brett. How dare you?
Talking
They're
about-
all beautiful in their funny ways.
Speaking of which, Dragon Age came out this year.
Reminds me, Cyberpunk. That's a good dick game right there.
Yeah,
That's
they have
fine
multiple
dick
dicks.
in game.
The best though is I'm going through my dick list here. The best dick game is definitely Conan Exile. So that was amazing. Do you remember the Conan Exile's dick slider, Tom?
I do. I remember you getting
was
a
either-
curve.
It was like hugely floppy or little tiny fun ones. It's great. More games should have that. If Wukong had a cock in it, I would be playing it right now.
I don't know how to parse that information. All right, my biggest regret of 2024 is not playing Stellar Blade with my buddy Cory.
I'll play if you mod a penis on her.
Fudanari, all right. Let's do it.
No, not there. I want it on her face like a unicorn.
Like one of those masks. Those phallic masks.
Like Snuffleupagus.
Sure. Let's do that to everybody. All right, Tori, what was your biggest regret of 2024?
That I didn't beat Alan Wake 2, so I never ended up playing the DLC that came out.
Oh,
Here.
I heard it was good.
Yeah, I bought it though, for the off the Epic Store during the winter sale, so I will get around to it at some point this year. But I want to get all caught up before Control 2 comes out.
Mm-hmm. Gotta get in the Wakeverse.
Yeah.
All right, Brett, what is your biggest disappointment of... sorry, regret. This is regret right now.
That's interesting. Those things sound similar.
Buying Hades 2 at full price.
Wow. I bought Hades
It
2
just
and I've
was-
not played it yet because I was waiting for version 1.0.
It's not that fun, guys.
Really?
Yes, it's not
you
that
play as a
fun.
lady?
It's you get to
Hades?
play as a lady who has mana though, and like I'm sick of mana cooldowns, and like the thing I liked about the original Hades was how great the game felt when you were a god, and there hasn't been a run that's made me even feel even close to it. And then Ninja Turtles came out, and I'm like, okay, well at least that game is happening, because it's just not. I hate mana conservation in a game that you're supposed to be a hacker slasher. It's just fucking annoying. I don't.
That's fair. I
Bleh.
probably feel the same way. I haven't played it yet, so I can't comment on it.
Garbage.
Let me tell you about a game called Xenoblade 2. Any of the Xenoblade games. What's fun about running around an open world with a bunch of giant monsters you can attack is having MMO combat for a single player game where you're sitting there just whacking at them every 15 seconds.
Ew.
And eventually maybe your ability will open up, and then you use the ability button, and then you wait for another 15, 30 seconds until you can do it again. It is miserable combat. Cooldowns suck. All right. John, do you have a biggest regret of 2024?
Oh yeah, the League of Legends. Also,
Did I do Tory?
Yeah, it said
Oh, Alan
Alan
Wake,
Wake.
right. Okay. Sorry.
No, Troy's was also about
Wait.
penises.
I remember the penises.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Sam Lake. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Constipated man himself. All right, so our number one game of the year, Corey, what made your number one list?
Are you fucking asking that question with any earnest? Is that supposed to be sincere? What do you fucking think?
Marvel Rivals. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, there you go. It's Marvel Rivals.
Marvel Rivals, yeah. I
It's
get
fucking.
daily texts at 5 o'clock saying, Rivy.
And if I don't send you that text, you complain and bitch and moan that I didn't invite you, like you're the goddamn queen coming to tea.
I just want a little fight.
Yeah, it's Marvel Rivals. I miss Overwatch. I don't really find Overwatch fun anymore. I think they fucked with it too much. And I am play Overwatch too, because there's no PvE mode, and it's down to 5v5, which is bizarre. I like hero shooters, and I like vaguely recognizable properties. The character designs are distinct and interesting. Everyone sounds stupid compared to their movie version. They're,
Iron
Tony
Man
Stark.
is like the most
Mhm.
Robert Downey Jr. impersonation
Yeah.
I've ever heard. He's even got the mannerisms. It's like so close to just being him. So it's bizarre.
It's like the guy you would meet on like Hollywood Boulevard in the outfit,
Yeah,
pretending
exactly.
to be.
yeah. He tries way too hard to be Tony Stark and isn't.
And also the conversations between every match between the characters are just excruciatingly stupid, and I do love those. Like when the Punisher says,
to be an insult. We find it strangely attractive. Okay, Venom, shut up. You
I don't
first.
listen to
First
music. I punish.
I punish criminals. It's such a good line because it's so bad. I don't listen to music. I punish criminals. Or I fight for justice or some lame ass thing.
Just like
You
your
can't do
namesake.
both.
Huh?
You can't do both, guys.
What's that?
My name's the Punisher, not the
Listen to
listener.
music and punish.
You can't do both at the same time.
Yeah, no, man.
Two separate hobbies that you gotta set time for. You just
I
don't have
feel
time to
like-
listen to music.
They're very exclusive to each other.
I feel like Baby Driver did that, right?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did very well.
8 a.m. punish. 9 a.m. punish. 10
Baby
o'clock
Driver's a good-
punish.
Baby Driver's
Do you think the
great.
Punisher, when he has to take a dump, says he's gonna go punish the toilet?
Probably.
Ah,
He's a veteran, right? Sure.
is he?
Is he?
I don't know the Punisher's backstory, to be honest.
Yeah, he's a fucking veteran.
He has
He's
a
got
Marine.
PTSD and shit.
Of which war?
All
In the
of them.
80s, it was
All of
probably like
them.
Vietnam or something, but like, like in the other one, it was like Afghanistan, Iraq.
There was a funny joke on a season of a Simpsons episode this year. I don't know if I said that correctly. An episode of The Simpsons this year came out where they're talking about something and they're like, Grandpa, how did you know that? It's like, oh, we did it in the 30s or the 50s or whatever makes sense now. I don't know, it was a good joke. Nothing.
And then
Punisher's
and
the
then did
kind guy to,
Marge go like, "Rah, rah."
Punisher's the kind of guy to put pineapple on pizza and go, I'm going to do it my way. And just shove the whole thing in his mouth.
No, he tries to shove it in his mouth, and then fucking Winter Soldier runs over and starts stealing slices, yelling again.
Pineapple pizza's delicious.
Also, yeah, I agree. I like pineapple on pizza. I don't know what the hell.
I don't care.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me. That's a debate. I have no idea why it's so
There's
popular.
very little.
That's That's a weird fucking thing that Tom likes. That you know what I mean? Like of all the picky
I don't
food
particularly
things Tom
like it.
has.
I just don't see a problem with it.
You won't have ham on it though. At the same time,
Oh yeah, that's weird.
Because you guys are all
Ah.
monsters who
Ah.
destroy innocent souls for your pizzas.
Yeah.
shut up.
ham
You
is
kick animals for
delicious.
fun.
I eat guilt-free pizza. Cory.
Bacon.
Yeah, your tofu just burns down, like fucking makes a bunch of farmland unusable.
No, he makes sure the people who farm it are slaves.
Brett, we all know I
Every-
hate plants. I want all
Every-
plants to die.
But you
Every
tofu-
slice of pineapple pizza I eat, I absorb the souls of 4 pigs, and I get their power. You know what I mean?
Aren't you Jewish?
Yes. Ethnically, not religiously. I have no.
I don't do that meat thing.
Yeah,
I'm ethically Jewish.
Not ethnically, not ethically.
ethnically.
Oh, I heard ethically, like
Oh no.
just because it made you better. Like for some
I
reason,
I
it was a
just
different version of
vibe-
veganism.
I just vibe with them, you know.
Exactly.
All right. Marvel Rivals.
Tom,
is
what's your
probably-
number one?
My number one is a game called Balatro.
That's your number
Oh.
one. You were terrible at
Wow.
that game.
I
Fucking
won twice
crazy.
today. What are you talking about?
I remember for weeks, Tom's like, "You can't beat this game. I don't know what the fuck any of you are talking about," screaming at the top of his lungs.
I figured it out. All right. The key to that game is just get double pairs. That's all you need.
At one point, Tom started screaming, "Oh, I did all fucking clubs, and then I went up against the thing that got rid of clubs. What the fuck?"
That is bullshit, by the way.
It is when
Well,
you
that-
build a fucking deck of like full houses, and they're just like, "You're gonna get fucking mixed cards for the rest of the game." I'm like, go to hell.
Okay, so the game of Balatro, Brett didn't really go into it very much, but it is a run based. Would you call it a roguelike? That's whatever
Yes.
buzz term you
Yeah.
want to throw at it. You
It's
pretty
a
much have-
roguelite.
Sure. You have a deck of cards, 52 cards to start. They deal you, I think, 6 cards to begin with, 7 maybe. And you make a poker hand, and your poker hands are worth X amount of points. And what you do in between rounds, it goes in sets of 3 with a low score, a high score, and then a boss run. So it's like you need 300 points, and then you'll need 600 points for the next one. And then the boss run's like, all your cards will be flipped. You can't see the cards you get from the first pull, or you can't use more than one type of card a hand, or something like that. So they'll just throw things at you. And depending on how well you do that round, it depends on each tier has a value. So if you win the lower tier, you get $3 or so. If you have any hands left that you didn't use, you have I think you start with 4. If you play the red deck, you can have 4 hands to beat the score. If you don't use all of them, you get $1 for each one you didn't use. And then if you have any kind of bonus that gives you more money. and they also give you $1 per $5 you have in the bank, stuff like that. In between rounds, you can buy cards. You get jokers, the titular Balatros, that will do things. Say if you this joker lets me get, if I use a 2 or 4 or 6 or an 8, I get a 8 multiplier for every card of that I use. If I don't know, they have wacky ones like every 4 or 8 you play, you get a tarot card, and tarot cards are cards you play that increase something else or change a card. You can modify your cards to do things like each time you play it, you get $3 or you get a multiplier added to it, or a bunch of wacky shit. I don't want to get too much into the details, but that's the general idea. And you can also increase the levels of each hand. So you say I have double pairs. You can get a random pack of cards that might have an upgrade. It's kind of annoying. But you can upgrade, say, double pairs, that's level 2, so now it's worth more points and more multiplier, and you get all, go through the whole thing, you try to get to the end of the game. That's the idea of the game. It's very addictive, very well designed, very unique. Apparently it's gambling in Europe, so you got to be 20 years old to play it. That's the game. Balatro, great game, loved it. It's on everything now. It was a PC-only game for a while. It came on Switch slightly after, and now it's on mobiles and Apple Arcade Plus if you're on that. Game of the year, Balatro. It was a very hard choice between Astrobot and Balatro, and I ultimately went down with playability and longevity, because I will be playing Balatro for a long time, and Astrobot was like a one-time run, great time, but it's like I'm probably never going to play it again. That was my mentality. They're both very good games. And also Marvel Rivals was almost number 1, but it's like kind of janky, and it's very much based on who you're playing with. Tory, what is your number 1 game of the year?
My number 1 game of the year was Astrobot. It was also the number 1 most anticipated game of the year. I'm a big fan of the series, going back to the VR game that people don't really mention very much. I didn't hear it mentioned at all, really, in the like any of like the reviews or media about it. And I don't know. It's the perfect platform. There's something super soulless about it though, because it's like you're like a Sony robot collecting the souls of all the failed 3D Sony platformers.
I would say they're
You know what I mean?
They were just
Yeah,
not revived.
But you know what though, and my biggest problem with it, and this is after me saying it's a perfect game. I fucking loved every second of it. Is that like it's taken so much from Mario, and Mario does have like the soul of being a generic, like not a generic, but a what's the word? I can't think of it, but sort of authentic platformer. Like I don't think Mario was ever intended to be like a mascot or whatever, like originally. But like Astrobot is like definitely like they're trying to make it the Sony face or whatever. But I don't know. Other than that, I think it's really good. It's a fucking great game.
I see. Thank you for
I
letting
don't
me
know if
borrow
you
your
guys-
copy.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys like disagree with that take, or anything, but
I don't know. I mean, like there's a shit ton of nostalgia stuff thrown in there. Like your ship you're repairing is a PS5, and all you are like your co-ships are like other PlayStation consoles, and it's very like nostalgia driven. But you can tell they did it with like a passion of the series. Because there's some throwbacks, because the bots you rescue will occasionally be Sony characters, occasionally, because they have Arthur from Ghosts and Goblins in there. I don't know why the fuck he's in that game. He ain't in a Sony game. Maximo was, but they don't have Maximo. They have fucking but they have some deep cuts. Where one of them, because there's 4 stages at the end of what is it, 5? At the end of every section, there is a very themed level where it's like you're playing the Uncharted level, and one of them is Loco Roco, and
that was amazing.
Yeah. They worked in that game. There's no other reason they would have a Local Roco level unless the team of that game made it.
Yeah.
So there's like a
stuff.
Yeah.
So
Stuff like that was the best part. Like all the little details, like you know what I mean, of like the old Sony games. It got me to play old Sony games. I wouldn't have played Ratchet and Clank if I didn't play Astrobot earlier in the year.
Yeah. There's one that I'm sure Brett will get, and he's like, oh, fuck yeah, I don't want to spoil it for him, because I'm sure he'll enjoy it. But they also had, like, Ark the Lad. A game nobody but me has played. There's a lot of that. They have Incredible Crisis, where I was like, to the point where like, is this an Incredible Crisis reference? Where I went online and looked it up, and it was. Like, who
Dicey
the fuck
Devil.
remembers Incredible Crisis? That game sucked.
Yeah, Dicey Devil was the one that kind of fucking kicked
Oh,
me
yeah,
in the face. That was funny.
Devil Dice, yeah, or
Devil
Chi, I
Dice,
think it's
yeah.
called in Japan. Oh yeah, there's some. That was like a Netrose game. Like
The virtual fighter stuff in that one, just like some of the like, is it a few Street Fighter references. There's a lot of fun shit in that game.
Yeah, good stuff.
It's great. I can't wait till they come out with DLC for it.
Or a new game or whatever they do next.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll make another one.
So, kind of a weird question, but Sweet Tooth wasn't an Astrobot anywhere, was he?
No, now you
Right?
mention
Any of
it.
the Twisted
No,
Metal.
Yeah,
that's
that-
yeah.
They
Interesting.
didn't do, and they didn't mention that game at all.
And what is it? Twisted Metal is kind
Twisted
of relevant
Metal,
because they came
yeah.
out with that TV
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, it's weird that there's
Yeah.
no Twisted Metal. They have a Cool Borders guy.
I mean, I guess Twisted Metal's just like, I mean, that whole franchise and the whole world and everything behind it's pretty fucked up. So, like, maybe they
But
just
it's
kept it out of it.
I mean, they got some
No,
fucking
there's
characters in there. They got
Yeah, like
Pyramid
they
Head.
made like
Resident
6
Evil
of
and shit.
them. Yeah, they've made like
Oh,
6 of
okay,
those
well,
fucking games.
That is
Maybe there
weird, then.
will
That's
be.
really
Maybe
weird.
there will be Twisted Metal stuff in like
Yeah.
a DLC or something.
That's like the heated, highly anticipated DLC.
When the Rob Zombie soundtrack comes with it.
Dracula.
Twisted Metal 2 is on PlayStation Plus.
That game is very hard to go back to.
Yeah,
played
it's
Twisted Metal
rough,
2.
man.
I want to say I played it within the last year and went back to it and I was like, has it always been this fucking empty? There's like two badly like pixelized. They're probably just like fucking sprites pasted on the overworld. I think what the buildings are. They're terrible.
Yep.
It's like, oh man,
There's
I do
just
not
two
remember it like
skyscrapers
this,
and a
man.
bush between, and like a health drop in each,
Yeah.
and that's it.
You know what blew my mind was that the PlayStation 2 one, Twisted Metal Black, doesn't have like rock music or anything. Like it's just like
Weird. That's like a key
Right?
game at the time that should have had like Limp Bizkit and some like Rollin' or something stupid.
Yeah. like
Yeah.
Marilyn Manson or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an
Like,
industrial music
Yeah.
kind of game.
yeah.
Everything's rusty and like fucking metallic and
But like
twisted metal.
Twisted Metal 1 through 3 had great soundtracks. I don't know if it make any sense.
Yeah,
I
they
don't know.
did.
I also want to point out that I knew all of the references to the Astrobots up until the Triumph Child DLC, where they had the character from Stellar Blade and the main I guess they put the main character of Rise of Ronin in it, but it's a customizable character. So how the fuck am I supposed to recognize him? He's just like generic ninja looking dude. It's like, who the fuck's that? I just want to say that because I have a giant EP in my encyclopedic knowledge of video games. You see, I'm great, is what I'm saying.
Impressive.
So impressive. So impressive. I did not
Right.
know that the MLB reference was a specific person. I did not know that.
Oh, who is it?
Something Williams? Barry Williams, something like that? I don't know. It's like MLB 98 specifically. I just said MLB. It's like, oh, it's MLB because they make MLB. It
weird.
makes sense. But yeah, I guess it's a specific person they're referencing. That I did not know.
That's kind of cool. I looked it up.
Yeah, I went through a list afterwards just to double check and see, oh yeah, I did know that. And yeah, that made sense. And ETC. Brett, what is your game of the year?
Astrobot.
Astrobot.
Oh, shit. What's
I
that about?
I loved Astrobot. Like I don't know, and the reason that the longevity is going to happen is I'm going to keep playing it. Me and my kids are going to play it. Like, it's just a fun platformer. It hasn't been a game that has just made me smile like that game has since the tech demo. Just like the putting in the hard drive, the way that it really just utilizes the PlayStation controller, which I think is just it's such a good controller. So yeah, Astrobot is probably one of the best games I've played in the last 5 years.
That's true. I can't wait till my nephew's old enough to play video games and for that. I feel like
Gabe
he's
and
gonna be all
Evie
over
love it, like, and it's just a good introduction to games, even if they're not really getting into it. It's just a cute environment.
Yep.
And it's like it's a good basic platformer, but it also for like the adult, you're just like, wow, this game's fucking hard, and I'm not good at video games anymore.
that.
It's so good though. In so many different levels. Like I don't know. Just because rare that a game just has so much heart into it, and like that's the reason I don't give a shit that it was like a callback to every single little Sony game, because like when that stuff is done well, I feel like it's less of a bullshit thing versus like a love letter, and I felt like that game was such a love letter to like those IPs. That like Uncharted level was so much fucking fun. The God of War level was fun. Like there's just so much great stuff to that game.
Did either of you have the same camera problem that I had, or is it just a me thing?
I think it might have just been you. I didn't really notice it. I think.
Yeah, there was certain levels that I wish the camera was better, where you're just like, but then I got distracted by like using his lasers to cut glass. So
I think I might have noticed it, but I think I just adjusted to it. Like
yeah,
It was
I think I know what
mostly
you're talking about.
yeah, it was mostly during like those time trials where you're trying to book through the stage in one run, and you try to make those precise jumps, and I just kept missing them because depth perception.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
I can see that easy.
So I guess that
Something
makes
to-
Astrobot our game of the year as a total. Since
We
got
don't do
twos.
that.
Yeah,
Cory,
it's
what do you
Pilatra
think,
plus
Astrobot?
Setso.
I'm sorry, what was that?
What do you think, Astrobot?
I don't own a PlayStation, and I don't intend to own one.
I'll bring it over for you, buddy.
Bum.
Which was really good. That was probably going to be my game of the year until I got a PlayStation for Christmas, and then it just changed the landscape of my thoughts this year.
Now I know everybody's been wondering, what is John's game of the year?
Astrobot.
Well, funny you should ask. I think it's Satisfactory.
What?
I was
Oh
not
my god, the
expecting that.
surprise! Whoa.
Holy shit!
Actually, no, it's still Factorio Space Age, but yeah. So I was not prepared at all for this, and well, thank you for letting me in the podcast. I guess.
Yeah, Tom
But,
really
yeah,
fought
I
against
should
it.
have. I really should have mentioned Satisfactory at some point, but I didn't. So I guess honorable mention for Satisfactory.
That's fair. They get some credit.
Did that come out this year? Like at
Actually,
1.0?
yeah, the 1.0 did come out this year. For some reason I thought it came out last year, but no, it came out this year. And yeah, the new tiers they added to it, awesome. And building and maintaining a huge facility is a lot easier with this. There's like new tech in it called dimensional depots, where you basically just upload stuff and then you can just drag it into your inventory from anywhere on the map, which was super nice, because if you ever wanted to go somewhere on the map, build something, you would have to make several trips back and forth or drive a fucking truck out there, which is just a pain in the ass.
That game came out, I want to say, like years ago, right? Like in its early
Oh
access
yeah,
state?
it's been in beta for like years and years and years.
Yeah, I feel like it came like 2019 or something.
Yeah, but the full-fledged 1.0 release with Unreal Engine 5 and Lumen and all the cool stuff, and also DLSS this year.
Why would you need DLSS when you have a 4090?
True.
Well.
4090?
Answer for your sins, John.
Because even in a like even if I like download someone's save and they have thousands and thousands of something in a factory, and I'm just walking through, I probably will get like 40 to 50 FPS if I don't have DLSS on with a 4090 with like with everything set to ultra. Like I mean, if you have thousands of player placed objects, it's gonna be a shit show for any graphics card or GPU.
Technology's a nightmare. I have a
Yep.
category for Chilling with the Bros Award. I'm assuming we're all going to say Marvel Rivals. Maybe.
Marvel Rivals.
Marvel Rivals.
We all say it at the same
Blue
time. Let's go.
screening with the bros.
1, 2, 3.
Marvel
Blue screening with the
Rivals.
bros.
Mivy Rivies.
Maybe
Crashing with the
Rivies.
cats.
Unless Tori's going to say Call of Duty, because he might, but.
Yeah, like a fucking brute.
Helldivers 2 for the
Thank you
2
for
days it
censoring
was
yourself.
fun.
Yeah, I'm surprised nobody mentioned Helldivers 2, but it's
That
fun for a
game-
while, and then I was kind
Yeah.
of like,
That game was ruined for me by somebody, so.
Honorable mention for the 3 days we enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
fun.
no.
I should go back and play it sometime.
I
Uh,
loved it. It
I'll
was
be fine.
great.
I feel like that game deserves like a best driven by the community game, because the amount of stuff the developers have done in that game in response to the community, like selecting things and doing certain missions and campaigns is really impressive. Like, oh, so you guys did decide to save all the children. We're going to give you this instead of the mines now. Like, it's just, it's, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys have been following any of that, but there's
I
just
love
like all
that
these,
stuff.
yeah, there's all these weird, just fork decision campaigns that you can partake in, and the community always makes like a selection that seems to surprise the developers, and then they just go with it.
It was a cool aesthetic, It's a fascist fucking.
It is.
Really, they're making a
It is.
movie, which I think they already made, called Starship Troopers. So
Which
Yeah.
one? Tom?
Yep.
the first one, I assume.
I
There's
just
multiple
watched that a
Starship
couple days
Troopers.
ago
There's like 5
with
of them.
Pat Gallagher.
Yeah. And do you want to see a movie version of Helldivers instead?
Nope. But I was very annoyed that the version of Starship Troopers I just watched was the censored one. So
What?
the shower scene was pretty boring.
Did
There's a censored Starship
you buy it at
Troopers?
Walmart?
Yeah, apparently.
Where the fuck do you live?
It was through a service called Philo, and I guess it's just censored. I don't know how. I don't know how
That
they
movie
did
is
it. But
incredibly violent, and they took out the titties.
yeah.
Not the
Well, I mean,
titties.
all the violence was left in, so that's fine. But
Oh, that's a shame.
shower scene ruined.
All right, guys. What is we'll end this out with what is your most anticipated game for 2025?
The
Cory?
Suikoden
There's
collection.
games
Oh,
coming out
okay.
2025.
Do we go with the same order?
Yeah, what's the same order?
All right.
What's your hot anticipated game of 2025?
Good question. What is my anticipated game of 2025? Inzoi. It's that Korean-made Sims knockoff.
That's fair. That's fair.
It looks amazing. They are doing great work with the AI. It's a little too plasticky, but it's also Korean-made, so that just might be what the people look like, given their propensity for
Plastic
tons of
surgery.
plastic surgery. Yeah.
I am blanking what mine was. I knew what it was, and I just dropped it from my brain. So we'll go to Tory.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure there's gonna be some great games, and I'll probably play them. The one I'm looking at the games that I'll definitely play though is like probably Little Nightmares 3. And that Atom Fall looks kind of cool. Atom Fall game. It's like I think it's like British Fallout or something.
They already made British Fallout. It was called Fallout London.
Oh, yeah, I remember what it was. It was Avowed. I've been looking forward to Avowed for years, so I'm very happy. And it's gonna be coming out, I think, March.
Who is that? Who made that? That's
Obsidian.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think that might be good.
Yeah, Avowed looks interesting, and I'll definitely play it. But it's no Inzoi, Tom.
It's true. It's true. I need Korean Sims in my life.
Are you gonna have enough time to play that with all the metaphor you're gonna be playing?
Let me tell you, get rid of that metaphor. That game won too many awards. I mean, I've never played it, but it just looks like Persona again, and that game's fucking.
I love how you like that game won too many fucking awards. I haven't played the thing, but you know.
I know. I don't want to do that, but it looks just like Persona, man.
Won too many awards.
Fucking, I just don't get the love of Persona. I don't know. Bunch of fucking weebs. Brett, what is you said the Suikoden collection?
Yeah, the Suikoden collection coming out next month.
Yeah.
March 3rd.
I wonder if they
And
fixed 2.
the next Civ game that comes out next month.
7?
Yep.
Radical.
So
John, what are you most excited for 2025?
Well, I would say, like the simp I am, Grand Theft Auto 6.
Assuming
But
it comes out in 2025.
But let's not be fooled here. It's not going to come out in 20. It's not going to come out this year.
That's my feeling.
So probably there's a game that I'm very interested in that doesn't really have particularly good ratings on Steam right now, so I'm kind of scared to pick it up. But it looks really, really cool, and if they actually iron out some of the stuff with it, Forever Winter looks rather unique.
Neverwinter.
I saw that.
It's probably pretty grindy. There's probably a whole lot of elements they haven't quite gotten right, and they may never will. So, but yeah, it's a game where you have to scavenge for materials in the middle of like in a war zone as some poor decrepit like subcast human, while robots and AI and machines and various warring factions fight each other. So you're just like that guy that's running around like trying to like, grab like, you know, like spoons and cutlery and random like clothing and random bullshit off of like all the dead people and dead things on the ground. And you're trying to avoid getting stepped on by some, colossus robot or blown up by some tank or set on fire or whatever. And that sounds really, really interesting to me. I'm still not really sure how the gameplay loop goes, so I should probably check it out.
What was
It
the
is in
name?
early access, but the Forever Winter.
Forever Winter. Okay.
It looks really interesting. So
All right. Think we're done. We want to wrap it up here.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any last comments you want to make?
Play more games this year. Let's
Yeah,
stay positive, and let's not let 2024 events bum us the fuck out and be positive and shit.
Is Brett being kidnapped?
No.
Yeah, he's being taken away slowly.
Yeah, there's a lot of games of 2024 I just didn't get around to. Like I only played maybe 5 hours of Dragon Age. I played the first 3 hours of Prince of Persia. There's a lot of games on my list where I couldn't give them any awards because I didn't play enough of them, and that's just on me. Like the Zelda game, I played the first 2 dungeons. I didn't beat it yet, so that was removed from my list. That I do need to go back, so I need to be better about going through games this year. Unless I'm forever a slave of Marvel Rivals, and that's just what we do now.
maybe rubies.
Maybe Ruby's baby. That Switch 2
Maybe
is coming
Ruby's.
out. Yeah, Switch 2. It'll probably be a Mario game or something. Thank you for joining us for our weekly podcast. And this was our Game of the Year edition. And we'll see you next week.
Hooray!
Yeah.
And next year.
And next year. Bye.